Butters, what the hell are you doing? I'm playing World of Warcraft like a kid. Really?
Welcome back to the channel, and in this episode we will be talking mental health through South Park. Whether it's Butters and Cartman's antics, or Cartman's schemes, or World of Warcraft, or any weird thing that goes on that relates to current events, and even things of mental health. These are the examples that we're going to use. So sit back, relax, get your Scooby snacks or Scooby snacks, and enjoy. The episode that made me fall in love with South Park was in season 10, and it was the episode that Parker thought was really bad, and he was really scared to release it. And of course, I'm talking about the World of Warcraft episode. At this time, I also learned how to play World of Warcraft. I'd never really enjoyed it, but my brother got addicted and really loved it. Besides that, this is one of the best episodes, highlighting the grindification and the possible video game addiction that some people may experience once in their life. I've experienced it myself, and I'll go into that in a different video. But you can see it through their habits, as they have acne, get carpal tunnel through typing and clicking too much. Cartman's mom coming down with a bedpan to help him use the bathroom, help him take a shit, and much more, as well as on the other side, and also just the whole funniness of Randy getting involved. It's a really enjoyable watch. Again, it's probably my favorite episode of all time. The next one I'm going to go into is the Casa Bonita episode. As someone who is a Denver local, I've lived in Colorado my whole life. This one really hits home and painted a picture of what I really enjoyed doing and enjoyed about South Park. And so the thing about Cartman is he locks Butters in a bomb shelter because he is not invited to Kyle's birthday, which is at Casa Bonita. And he desperately wants to go to Casa Bonita, and so he comes up with a whole lie and doesn't accept that he was not invited to a birthday party, so not respecting people's boundaries and taking advantage and manipulating Butters. And so it's just so funny, and he tells him to repopulate the earth, and it's like, Butters, you gotta stay in the bomb shelter, okay? I'll let you know when it's ready to go, time to go. And oh my gosh, it is one of the funniest episodes. I want to go into Butters and Eric Cartman's relationship, and how Butters is the only person besides Eric Cartman's mom to call him Eric. And so it's a really interesting thing how Kyle, Stan, Kenny, they all call him Cartman, and even, other characters throughout the show call him Cartman. And it shows just a level of either respect or regard for Eric. And it's just how he carries himself. He's very in a lot of people's businesses and not respectful of other people's boundaries, and he only sets boundaries when it's convenient to him and not to the mental health of other people. So I'll just kind of put some montages in here about that, and it's just a really interesting dynamic that maybe not many people notice. But yeah, the funny thing is that it also connects to Randy. It's always, Randy Marsh is always trying to have some sort of scheme or plan or something new. I think there are some, mental health issues we can diagnose or even think about. I don't diagnose because I'm not a professional, but it's really interesting to see, like, they hyperfixate on things and they focus really hard on certain things. It's like, it's hilarious and somewhat relatable as someone who has ADHD, and it's just too funny. It usually has to do with current times, and the relationship between those and those commonalities between the characters is just so interesting. I also just did a quick Google of mental health of South Park, and this is pretty dang interesting. So for Stan, he experiences anxiety, depression, and existential dread, and that's often triggered by like the town's absurdity, and so it has to do with a lot of his father's absurdity. And it's seen as episodes dealing with addiction, trauma, and identity. I think identity is something Stan definitely struggles with in a lot of episodes. I didn't even think about these things. It's really cool. And Cartman displays severe sociopathic and psychopathic traits, which makes sense. Doesn't really have any empathy. Doesn't really have this. He doesn't have much remorse. And if he does reflect on things, it's more introspective, and it's not so much of like, how could I have helped others? It's how could I have done better myself? And like, how could I have been better to get more powerful? So as you can see in a lot of things, he has this insecurity of not having power because he doesn't have a father in his life, and so it's always like an uphill battle for him in a lot of episodes of like proving himself. And I guess that's where it feeds into being obsessed with power and lack of empathy. And then Kenny often depicts like potential underlying trauma, aggression, shyness, and depression, and like social isolation. And I feel like some of those factors have to do with him experiencing homelessness, or just growing up without other resources that maybe Stan, Cartman, and Kyle even engage with or have. It's just being around like drugs and alcohol, and his parents' mental health probably don't help his, and his sisters, and it's just really interesting to go over that. And then finally, Butters frequently suffers from parental abuse and gaslighting. It's like, Butters, you're grounded, and leading to his own dissociation. Like Professor Chaos is one of his like, big dissociations, where he feels like he has control and he has power, and he has confidence. And then lastly, and then the social commentary of the whole show shows us the mental health as a lens to critique societal trends, media, and therapeutic fads. So, great examples of this are Ozempic and marijuana, and there are tons of social media trends that they make fun of. One being recent being 6'7", and also just really making fun of a lot of things from different angles, and really it's pushing the narrative and exaggerating. And it's just so, to me, it's just so funny, and it kind of just takes you into a whole new world, and just lets your imagination take control for a little bit, and you could be present in the funniest things, or just the most obnoxious, far out thinking things. And I just really love the show, and it was cool to do a quick dive of the mental health aspects of it and what we can learn from it. So I hope you enjoyed this one. It's really eye-opening to just even do a quick Google search and talk about the relationships between the characters. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for stopping by. See ya.